Hello, I'm Faye, and because tomorrow is the 10th of December and thus begins the Smut-a-thon, I am quickly going to put up my tentative TBR, which fulfills the 7 prompts for the Smut-a-thon, the readathon started by Lainey and Riley Marie, all in the name of reading steamy romance novels. I don't have any TBR physical copies of these novels. I tend to read them on my Kindle. So in the interest of not accruing even more unread books, I'm going to purchase as I go, maybe even work my way down the prompt list. We'll see how far I get. So the very first book that I'm wanting to read, and is quite high up on my sort of priority list as well, is the book that fulfills the friends to enemies trope or prompt. I'm going to read The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This, I believe, is quite a popular one. A lot of people have read this already. It's a workplace setting where 2 employees, I believe, just hate each other and discover as the book unfolds and as they compete and scheme against each other that they actually might not dislike each other quite as much. The next book I would like to read, I think, might fulfill the friends with a benefit trope, although not having read the book yet, I can't be entirely sure. The title is Fight or Flight, and it's by Samantha Young. Again, there's a bit of a trend. This also has one of those illustrated covers, which make me feel slightly less uncomfortable than the sweaty topless men covers. Nothing wrong with that, I'm just tame. So in this one, I believe sort of 2 people in a plane end up having a one-night stand, think they never meet each other again, but then inevitably turns out that they have a lot to do with each other. And I've seen this saved on Goodreads as a sort of friends with benefits story, although the tagline doesn't actually sound like it too much, but I guess I'll find out when I read it. Next, thanks to a thread on Twitter, I found the book that I am going to read for the fake relationship trope. I'm going to read The Deal by Elle Kennedy, which you just gotta love. I think it's the love story between a sort of a goody two-shoes college girl who starts dating, fake dating, the sort of college football jock, to give her some more street cred, love cred. And as they are both interested in different people, they then, as they spend time with each other, I guess will discover that they like each other far more than anyone else. The 4th prompt is the slow burn prompt, which is again difficult kind of to predict whether that will be true for the book. I am going to read Warm Me in Winter, which has a very swoony title and is by Jess Fun. This is the 2nd part in the Seasons series, something like that. Love in the Seasons? Oh, I don't know. I read the first one, which was the fall setting. Now it's the winter setting, which is very apt with how I'm going through the year as well. This one, I believe, follows a policeman who we meet as a side character in the first book, and his dark sad past, why he has never found love, and he will find love. I read the first one and quite liked it. It's a sort of sweet small town setting, and if you add a lot of sex to that, quite an entertaining read. The 5th prompt is Forbidden, and I guess you can interpret forbidden love as all kinds of different things. I did a little bit of research trying to find like a sort of Romeo and Juliet setting. There's a few with sort of really big age gaps, which I think isn't really my thing. I would enjoy reading that. So I've got 2 books which might end up fitting the trope, but they might also just be sort of slightly taboo, sort of weird stories. The first one I have is Unravel by Celia Reid or Kalia Reid, I'm not sure. I'm thinking this might be a bit of a taboo because it's set mostly in a psych ward from the description. And then the 2nd book I will consider is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I read one Colleen Hoover book previously, Ugly Love, which I didn't enjoy that much, but I did see on Goodreads that a lot of people thought this was by far her best. And I've also watched, well, the first few seconds of a review by Books and Lala, because she doesn't want to spoil the book, so she sends everyone away who hasn't read it yet. And because everyone's being so cagey about the plot, I think there's some quite dark themes that are explored in this book. So I'm tentatively putting those two to fulfill the forbidden trope. We'll see what I end up reading and whether it is actually a fitting choice. For different worlds, I'm going to read Ink, a love story on 7th and Main by Elizabeth Hunter. This one, I guess, is a bit of a loose interpretation of different worlds. I believe a tattoo artist and a bookshop owner band together and open up a bookshop where you can also get inked, which I think is a very cool concept, and I think they are very stereotypically different. The tattoo guy is, well, tattooed and tough and mean. The bookshop owner is a clever, demure, pure woman. We'll see if it is quite so simple, but I actually thought this one sounded pretty cool. And then finally, for the one night stand prompt, which was actually voted upon by people who want to participate in the readathon, I'm going to read Seduction and Snacks by Tara Civic, I believe, which just sounds amazing. The plot I also think actually sounds really, really sweet. I believe it follows a woman who, after a one night stand, ends up having a kid, and the guy never finds out about it until he returns a few years later and, shock horror, discovers that he has a son, and they have to sort of figure out what that means for them and if they're attracted to each other. I think this one sounds good. I think the cover is also hilarious with the chocolate. So, like I said, I haven't actually bought any of these. I'm going to start with the Hating Game because I'm pretty sure that I will actually enjoy that one, and then buy as I go. Maybe you can last minute tell me which ones of these you really liked so I can prioritize them. And yeah, join in with a smut-a-thon, if only because the name is so amazing and you need a little bit of a breather from sort of dark winter reads. This is bound to be really fun. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll give you a wrap up of my week next week. Bye bye.